Natsuki, defeated, puts her manga back into the closet and receives her poem. I grab mine from my bag as well. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Don't worry, I'm not that much of a slacker. I've got it right here in my bag. I rifled through some stray papers to pull out the page I wrote my poem on. While I can't help but feel a little nervous, I have to admit that I'm excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poem. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I know that anyone would say anything nasty about it. Well, Natsuki. I don't know if she'd be harsh though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys ribbing on her friends. Either way, I hope they realize that I put hard work into it. I figure that it will only fair to repay their warm welcome by showing effort in club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Natsuki and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's on a wrinkled piece of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a neat black composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting to where I sit. She's going to put us all to shame. Oh my goodness. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Alright, so this is the typical poem sharing that a lot of mods do, so... Whom should I show my poem to first? Well, I'm gonna start with the girl that doesn't have a brow, so... Hi Monica. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Alright. Hi Midas. Hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. I probably sound like a broken record now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Well, a broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. That's quite the wording, Monica. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. It's my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I just wanted to share my poem. Alright. I'd have to say, you've been doing a good job of that already. And not that I'll ever have anything to complain about. You guys are all so perfect. I love all the dopies, even if Natsuki is my favorite. I love you all. And I would really want to meet you, but you're just a computer program. That sucks. Either way, I'm already open to new suggestions for the club as well. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's gonna be a bit intimidating to try and criticize Monica of all people. She really is perfect after all. I really don't think that there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the girls would probably say something before I ever needed to. Natsuki definitely would. Now that that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? I mean, I don't really have a choice in that matter, do I? You really shouldn't be thinking like that. Yeah, I'm just joking. Kinda. It's alright, Midas. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share a creative work when you're just a beginner. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. You all are very good and I'm a dope. I think dope means dumb. I never really know the meaning of dope. Don't worry though, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? I think that many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's that sort of thing that you get used to pretty quickly once you get over with. Yeah, that's true. I had my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly. You'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. It's a nice poem, Midas. Huh? You think? Mm-hmm. Although I'd have to say it's a lot cuter than something I would expect it out from you. Eh? Is that bad? No, of course not. It's something that I would have thought Natsuki would write, for instance. She's a good writer. She'll take that as a compliment. I see. I don't know. I guess I was in a sort of cutesy of a mood or something. So you have a cute side as well. Well, That's not what I was trying to say. I meant that I was thinking about more cheery stuff or something. I get it. But still, have you ever read anything by Shel Silverstein? Hmm, he sounds familiar. Maybe when I was a kid. My mom used to take me to a library when I was little, so... Well, he wrote a lot for children, so I wouldn't be surprised if you did. He's famous for using simple words and conversation tones to tell all sorts of stories. Well, that's something new. I'm learning. His poems are of a variety of different lengths and cover a range of different emotions. They can be funny, endearing, sad. Even though most people think of him as a children's author and poet, many of his works express universal views of the world. And he actually wrote some black comedy as well. So you could say he was pretty good at subverting expectations. Interesting. So is Natsuki kind of like that then? You could say that. She's not quite the Renaissance man that Silverstein is, but you probably would find much filler in her poems. They may seem easy though to read through the surface, but they can pack a lot of meaning in very few words. I see. It's definitely a type of poem that's fun to explore. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I settle on my own style, and it'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing my writing. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find the kind of style that suits you after all. Anyway, when you talk to everyone about it, it's naturally they'll be a bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. Speaking of that, in terms of writing, I actually like Yuri's. Mostly because I write like Yuri. At least that's what I think. I like Yuri. I like all the Dokis. When it comes to writing, I'm with Yuri. After all, I know I am. But don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. You should try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for any help though. I'll try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not really good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Always on duty as club president, huh? Well, let's get to reading then. Show me your masterpiece, Monica. Click outside the poem area to... Okay, keep that in mind. The box. I see, but I don't believe. A lone fingerprint glistening on gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? I pounded the glass, my prison. Why? Why me? The pain jolts me back, the understanding pouring down like a heavy rain. It's all a farce. A farce? A force. It's all a force. My heart's on display. My life's but a script just playing away. The world out there had seemed so bright. It was so free. So many choices, so much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now that there was never a chance. I was stuck in this box, and they, on the other hand, chose for me. TLDR, this is kind of like Monica's interpretation of how she's just a program, bits of code. which is quite poetic and I like it. I personally like it. I've never seen this one before. Or probably I have. I just don't remember. Either way, I like it though. So, what do you think? I don't quite know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it into words. Is there some sort of plot twist that MC's about to be sentient? Nah, probably thinking things. I understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know? Well, when you put it like that, I don't know. I'd say your poem is kind of abstract? Very vague at least. Like I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so, I can feel what the speaker's feeling. Monica's sad, MC. Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. Eh? Really? I do like my metaphors. Well, you're probably hard-pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. Yeah, they're pretty well covered in English class at least. The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words describing things even a writer might never have experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions of the poem. I guess it kind of opens it up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly. It's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in a work of art. Yeah. What was your original intent then? Oh, now that's interesting. I think it'd be more fun if you tried to figure it out yourself. Is Monica suddenly gonna pop out the screen and suddenly, like, surprise, I know what's happening? Eh? That just makes me even more curious now. Huh. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But for now, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or anything, for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. But if you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. So the best thing to do is just force yourself to get something down on the paper and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and write whatever's in your heart. Easier said than done. I get what she's trying to say though. It's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Whom should I show my poem to next? Let's go with Yuri since I want to save Natsuki for last. Save the best for last after all, and we did try to write for her. And since Yuri only got one word that I accidentally clicked because I thought that word was a Natsuki word, let's say hi to Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Is everything okay? Oh, goodness, sorry. I know that what I want to convey, but I need to find the right words. I understand, take your time. Okay, I think I know what I want to say. Do you have any prior writing experience? Are you trying to belittle my writing experience? To be honest, not really. Is it that obvious? I don't mean to be rude, but I guess it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her hands in her face. Her face in her hands. Oh my goodness. I can't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. Yuri seems to become incredibly introverted. It must take her a long time to warm up to new people. Don't worry about it. We all start somewhere, right? What were you saying? Right. I just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that I showed up in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you tried very hard to make the structure of its poem your own. And that's okay. But if this is your first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures, couplets, sonnets, haiku, and the like. If you're not confident in your writing style, it'll show in your piece. It's like Yuri's a totally different person once she gets going. She sounds incredibly confident and stands tall, speaking clearly. Again, that's not your fault. I think once you've studied poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. It sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh, goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be... Isn't this supposed to be a literature club? This is the tumble poem. Hail falls down like discarded dust of overused emotions, dragging down blankets made of want. Slender string pierces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut. Even so heavy. I think I've misplaced something. Is there a piece missing? You need all the pieces to fix something. Please don't look for it. There are more important things for you to do today. Can't quite interpret this, but what I want to say is I'm really curious on what the Yuri route looks like. I'm kind of conflicted. I'm sorry if my writing's a bit illegible. Honestly, I prefer your writing over the rest. Once my pen touches the page, I just want to get my thoughts down. It's fine, Yuri. I was able to read it just fine. I wasn't thinking that at all. Are you sure? It seemed to take you a while to read it. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often. But it's really nice when I do. It's really nice when I do. Your writing's actually quite pretty. Is that so? I'm glad you think so. It made your poem stand out even more as well. It's as though your handwriting fits your word choice, or vice versa. It wasn't too short, wasn't it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but since this is the first time we're sharing, I thought it would be easier to share. That makes sense. Do you mind telling what's it about, though? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to write something confusing. Oh, it's not that. I just want to make sure I'm reading it properly. I see. Oh my goodness, I'm kind of conflicted right now. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious, but a part of what makes poetry magical is how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. While on the surface it might seem a bit out there, if you look a little deeper, you might be able to find a deeper meaning hidden amongst the lines compounded by the metaphors used. The more you say that, the more okay, Natsuki's my best girl, but the more I want to go to Yuri. I'm conflicted. For example, the words and images in this poem aren't meant to be taken at face value. In actuality, it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost in the past, and the sense of plaintive longing that comes with it. Plaintive. Huh. That's pretty impressive when you put it that way. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. But thanks for the compliment. Hopefully during your time here, your understanding of poetry will grow, and these things will come to you naturally. I'll do my best. Thank you for sharing with me, Yuri. Of course. I'm more conflicted to go with the Yuri route now. Oh my god. Who should I show my poem next? The girl I hated when I was writing my poem. Hi, Sayori. You said this is your first poem, right? Yeah. Why? It impressed me! Yeah, because I was trying to write a poem for Natsuki and for some reason you kept jumping. Especially for your first poem. Maybe this really is the place for you. Come on, it's not that good. I mean, it's not like I'm used to writing poems or anything. But thanks, I guess. Don't be so hard on yourself, Midas. Everyone has to start from somewhere. You're already off to a good start. Anyway, I guess I can show you mine now. Don't expect too much though. I'm not very good at this. Only one way to find out. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleep from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Or are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Well, what do you think? I hesitate as I answer. It's not that it was a bad poem. In fact, it was great. I'm just really inexperienced in poetry, especially feedback. It's really... ew, especially the last line. What's that supposed to mean? As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. Just you feel really good inside. Really? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect, as this is my first time reading your poetry. But the way this was written, I don't know, it feels really wholesome and cheery. Like you are, you little ball of sunshine. I also really like the last line because you were hungry last time. Weren't you, Sayori? Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. Hey, I was eating when I wrote. Sayori started speaking immediately as if she accidentally let something slip. Oh, so you wrote this poem in the morning? Huh? No. Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. But at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Eggs and toast! And I suppose it sounds silly, but it works. But if it works, it isn't silly. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, Sayori. It was really good. I'm happy you think so. Anyways, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Alright, best girl, it's your time. Natsuki? What? Hey, don't make it seem like I'm spacing out. Just... okay, let's start with what I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem again. Actually, never mind. I didn't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point in sharing at all? Don't literature clubs like share constructive criticism or something? No! Natsuki fails to come back with a follow-up. She's obviously uncomfortable about something. But from what I've seen, it's certainly not... excuse me. It's certainly not giving out criticism. Hey, this is my first time sharing poems too. It's a bit uncomforting for all of us. Yeah, but we should still try and help out each other. It's not like that. I'd feel more comfortable if your poem was really bad. I could be like, not that bad, but here's what a real poet looks like or something like that. But, oh, I understand what she means now. She's uncomfortable because she liked my poem and doesn't know how to compliment me. I get what you mean. Natsuki looks relieved at my statement. Can I see your poem now? Fine. Only because Monica is going to make me either way. This is new. This isn't like the poem where she goes, that's about it. Okay, sometimes. Some folks are winners, some only lose. Some are go-getters, some only cruise. Sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? Contrary to what I say, even though Natsuki is my favorite girl, her poems are my least favorite. Told you you'd hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Don't just say that because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No, it has nothing with you being a girl. I genuinely like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple, but pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague. It's not formal and vague. It's both expressive and deep. My goodness, I can't even decide which girl am I gonna go for now. But they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid. It's not... Okay, I'm just getting triggered right now. It's not about searching for the meaning. It's about making your own meaning about something that deep. Like, it's that deep you can think of a lot of ideas. Oh my goodness. I don't know which girl am I gonna go for now. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah, I noticed that. Made the last couplets seem even more powerful. Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Well, good job then. Ha! Didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did ya? Yeah, guess not. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already know what I wouldn't be able to write to the quality of these girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is so incredibly talented. Well, all the girls at least. Across the room, Sayuri and Monica are happily chatting again. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange papers of each other, sharing their respective poems. As I watch, Natsuki breezes through with Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hand, smiling sadly. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not illiterate, you know. Huh. It was hard for me to understand at least. I just wanted to make sure that you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, it did. It was fancy. Thanks. However, I believe that you'd enjoy it more if you look deeper into it. Not gonna lie, the first time I played Doki Doki, these two were the two girls I had to choose. I originally thought Natsuki was best girl, but now I'm just conflicted. I guess ideas do change over time. I enjoyed it plenty already. Anyway, are you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is... Here we go! Tick tick boom goes Natsuki. Cute? Did you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Yuri looked shocked. Regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudices, despite whatever common ground they have. How can it be cute? You're standing there thinking that I haven't read your poem when it's actually you who hasn't read my poem? It's clearly about the push and pull, giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Well, maybe you should look deeper into my poem. Because I used that type of language on purpose. See, because if I may give a suggestion, these more involved subject matters may be better suited for more complex diction. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with... Look, I know what you're trying to do, but it doesn't work on me. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Writing it this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? That doesn't make... expressing yourself deeply does not mean you're trying hard. I'm just trying to convey that I'm really conflicted with who to choose now, huh? It just makes you sound super pretentious. If you write with the thesaurus open next to you, you're just going to alienate everyone, using all these big words to make up for the lack of depth. Poetry isn't about impressing people. So you can't just stop. Holy crap. The music has died, and nothing ever good ever happens when music dies out. I stare wide-eyed at Monica and Sayuri, who have also fallen silent. They stare back at me, looking unsure of what to do. I'm guessing that they don't usually have many arguments in the club, although tensions between Natsuki and Yuri already seemed kind of high. Lack of depth? Yeah, that's right. So I can give some suggestions now. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask. What makes you believe that I'll accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Huh? Rude? That was just blunt honesty. Do you ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? Do I really need to spell it out for you? Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. Sorry. Yuri gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually giving me the courage to speak up. Is this why you're so angry all the time? Guys, we shouldn't. This doesn't involve you. Sayori, please don't put in on my moment. Don't rob me of my moment. So this is your moment to shine or something? Strange thing to take pride on, don't you think? No. It's my moment to finally speak my mind. Well, I still have the strength to. Yuri. Natsuki. Have you ever realized how selfish you are? Suddenly, Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in the room. What? Everyone needs to go your way. Everything always needs to go your way. Sorry. You always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without the regard of consequences. It's never your fault, is it? You don't know me? No, you don't know me either. And yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The fact you don't think that your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just shows how narrow-minded you truly are. Seizing her moment, Yuri boldly carries on, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be a difficult concept for you to understand, but the whole world doesn't involve you and your manga. So tell me, what should I take advice from someone who can only see their perspective? Everyone knows it. Monica, Sayori, and even Midas. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Midas when he first joined us? I wasn't being hostile. We haven't had a new member in a long time. Sorry for not keeping on my toes. And that's how I talk to everyone, not just Midas. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater how you think of it? I should be. If Midas has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. You don't get to speak for him. Yuri closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as if she didn't hear the outburst. Do you really expect a new member to speak up so easily? Not everyone is unafraid of being a brutish cretin as you. Oh my. Not only can't I read, but Yuri's getting harsh. What? The rest of us were so excited to have a new member, but did that thought ever cross your mind? No. You just let your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish? They weren't You could have scared them off. That might have been what you wanted, but what about the rest of us? I just explained myself for God's sake, but as per usual, you aren't listening. You know, for someone who's ranting about how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I said a big word. Do you think I'm Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Ouch. Both girls really have their claws out. Also, Monica and Sayori didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they did, Natsuki. They just didn't say anything. Monica's too responsible and Sayori's too kind. So why don't we ask Midas then? As the more unbiased spectator. Why do you have to get me in the hot seat, girls? Fine. Midas, who's right? Me or Yuri? How did I get dragged to this in the first place? I don't even know what they want me to decide on at this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just talk about their poetry? That's what started the argument after all. But it's not like I'm a good judge of writing quality, given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it would be fair for me to take either side either, especially since I'm new here. Maybe I should defer to one of the club's leaders. Well, at least it's not Sayori, or wait, it is Sayori. It's not Natsuki or Yuri, because that never seems to end well. So, I'm gonna go with Miss President here. I honestly don't know what to do in this situation. I quickly glance at Monica. Monica nods at me and approaches the two girls. Yuri and Natsuki. This is... She clears her throat. Is it just me, or did the confident persona seem to waver a bit? That's it. That is no way to act in our club. Monica does seem sort of disoriented. She's probably not used to such confrontation. You're kind of setting a bad example. Midas is probably really uncomfortable. Not to mention that there's really no reason for this argument to be happening. But Monica... No, I can't have this in the club. Are you kidding me? Don't you see how Yuri's treating me? She's being a massive jerk right now. There is so much reason for this argument. Well, even if there is... I mean, peace is better than war, Natsuki. Excuse me, Natsuki, but it's actually your own toxic behavior that led to this. Yuri really emphasized that toxic bit. Toxic behavior? What are you talking about? Are you even listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody wants to be your... Enough! The... Nobody wants to be your friend really gives me outcast memories right now. Monica seems to have gotten over herself and now looks livid. and I kind of find it funny. You guys are supposed to be friends, aren't you? It's so foolish. How you two are acting. Don't you have any consideration for the other club members? You're even making Midas uncomfortable. Yuri, didn't you say yourself that you wanted to make him feel as welcome as possible? What happened to that? Aww. Daijoubu starts playing. And nothing bad could possibly happen now, right? Right. I didn't mean to make him feel that way. And don't forget Sayori. She always acts in everyone's best interest, while you two act like this? I wasn't trying to do anything either. I was just being honest. Yuri is... Let me finish, Natsuki. I wouldn't ask you to please reconsider. I would ask you to please reconsider the way you are treating one another. You guys are obviously talented with your own writing styles. And you both have unique aspects in your own... Okay, I read skills as styles, oh my goodness. That's what makes you guys so special. To be fair, I'm obviously not good in handling a situation like this, but there's a sudden pause for a moment, and I decide to break the silence. I agree with Monica. Fighting will only cause everyone to split apart, and to be honest, I really like it here, and I believe that if there's any resentment held over it, it just won't be the same. Both girls are speechless. Here is the first one to speak. I'm just gonna make tea. Natsuki remains silent and takes a seat, only to stare into nothingness. I slide next to Sayori. Man, I could see why she's president. Yeah, she is pretty great. Even though she doubts herself, I think she handled that pretty well. Monica seems like such a genuine sweet girl. Hopefully I'll be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Okay everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing your poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoids mentioning the argument that occurred. It's a lot of fun. Some of the moments were worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Midas, how about you? I actually really enjoyed myself. It seems I do like expressing myself through poetry, a lot more than I initially thought. Everyone looks intently at me, the girls smiling at me. It was really cool to see everyone's different fighting styles. That's awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And hopefully you'll learn something from us too. So your poems will turn out even better. Huh. Yeah. I think to myself a bit as I begin to pack up. Today I managed to learn a little more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. And I managed to learn today that I can't decide between Yuri and Natsuki. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Hey Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure. Okay. See you guys tomorrow then. As we leave the room, Sayori turns back and waves at the girls. I do the same. Natsuki smiles quickly, then turns away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and nods. As we expected from the school idol, Monika gives a friendly grin and then waves back. Sayori, but it happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki, I remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker. But aren't our arguments normally that bad? I feel a little guilty as I ask her. As I know she doesn't like talking about conflict, there's a slight dip in the cheeriness of her voice as she replies. No, not at all. They have the differences, but it's the first time I've seen them ever fight like that. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't. It's only normal for people to argue, I guess. I was just curious after all. You know them better than I do. Sayori lets out a relieved sigh. You know, Midas, it's been so nice seeing you again. I didn't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been really fun hanging out again. I don't really know I don't really know when we started drifting away, or why. Guess it was just life coming between us? She nods, looking a little reflective. Still, I'm glad you let me join your club. I'm not going to lie, at first I was a bit baffled when you told me it was about literature. But hey, I guess it goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. She giggles and I frown. Did I say something funny? You got that one from Natsuki, didn't you? What? Alright, she did say that yesterday. Sorry I might be a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. I wonder, what is it really like inside her head? You haven't changed at all, Midas. You always know how to make me laugh. I blush slightly. I never really know how to react to that compliment, especially when it comes to someone of the opposite sex. I'm glad I still be able to do that. I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make so many new friends by joining the club. Well, they're a really nice bunch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, a pretty warm welcome. She nods contentedly. Anyway, let's see what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wonder how Monika found all of them. In just 2 days, I felt like I've made progress with each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki actually getting to talk to Monika a little bit, and of course reuniting with an old friend. Never would have guessed that this would all come from joining a club. But hey, I'm not complaining. I just hope my writing improves over time so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this! I guess I'll wrap it up all here. Honestly guys, let me know in the comments your opinion on whether I should go for Yuri and Natsuki, because I really don't know what. Anyways, bye guys, see y'all next time.